This is part one of a video series I want to do on buying a 10 to 15-year-old Mercedes-Benz. I receive emails almost daily from customers that ask, hey, I've owned these older Mercedes and I'm looking at these newer ones and man, the prices are attractive and what do you think about this model, or what do you think, is this a good model to own, or what about that chassis? And the emails just keep coming and coming. So I've decided it's time to do a complete video series on buying these newer Benzes. Now the first question I'm going to address, you got to remember there's a lot of issues to talk about when you're considering buying one of these. But the very first one I want to address is the question, is it worth it? I mean, you know, you look at these newer cars and you've probably heard the horror stories, you've heard the rumors that, you know, these aren't cars that are easy to work on. They're not like the old 240Ds. And the repair bills, they're astronomical, and on and on and on it goes. But let me have you look at it this way. This is a 2000 S500 W220 S-Class sedan. Brand new in 2000, this car cost $89,000. You can now buy a car like this today for 10%. Yes, that's right, 10% of the original purchase price. And over here, you see a 2000 E430 Sport. This is a W210 chassis. This car was about $63,000 new, and yes, you can also buy a car like this for about 10% of the original cost. Now, if you really like Mercedes-Benz, you enjoy the ride and handling and comfort and safety of driving one of these cars, then is it worth it? Only you can answer that question. You have to look at, okay, what about maintenance? What about costs of repairs? What, you know, reliability, on and on it goes. And we're going to cover all these issues in the upcoming videos that I'll do in this series. But when you're considering the question, is it worth it? I think it is. I mean, I can't believe that I can get in this $89,000 car that costs 10% and go down the road, and this thing almost drives like a brand new car. It's only got little over 100,000 miles on it, and every single thing on this car works. Now the E430 has a little bit higher mileage, and it's got a few issues I've got to attend with, but man, you can't believe how nice it is driving that car. Now these old Benzes, I'm sure a lot of you are coming from this old era of working on the old diesels, the old W123 chassis, the old W124 chassis, and so on. And you've been told that these are the best cars ever made, and you know, all these new cars have problems. Well, don't forget you guys, these old cars have problems too. And you're going to have to answer this question, are these old Benzes getting a little too old for me just to constantly keep repairing them? Or should I consider moving up to one of these newer chassis? So I think it's worth it. And through this whole video series, I think as I share with you different aspects of going out and purchasing one, what to look for, how to repair them, how to do your own maintenance, then you can answer this question yourself. So in part two, we will go over the question, are these really DIY cars?